Just want to let you lot know that if you're watching this clip on the Fozcast YouTube channel, the full episode is now available to watch exclusively on Spotify, and it's free. Come on.
Players texting and phones. So at what point do you have to put is there a cut-off of, right, phones away now before the game? What point can you get your phones out after the game? And have you ever seen anybody on their phone during half-time?
Oh, wow.
Well, mate, there's a lot of questions within that. I think it's really a difficult one pre-game because when the manager and the team talk's done, the manager's out of there then. He'll not speak again until the team come back in. So even though there's music in the dressing room, which we spoke about, some lads have their own music.
Yeah.
So that's all connected through the phone. So it's a hard one to police what that individual's actually doing. I always think you get to a point when it's about an hour before kick-off. If it's music, you have to go with it. But other than that, it would be a no phone policy. Yeah. I've not seen anybody at half-time, but I know a certain player who, post-game, would virtually be in the cubicle on the phone within minutes.
Doing what? Well, obviously texting, but...
Yeah. How, why, what, I've got no idea. But that was home, away, whatever. As soon as the manager would have finished, it were up, phone, in that toilet.
Yeah, there's different managers like to do it differently. So some actually just don't care. Some don't care about people being on their phones. I've had other managers...
I can't imagine Capello liked it.
No, oh my God, you wouldn't even dream of bringing your phone out with Capello. Nigel Pearson, as soon as we got into the changing rooms, no phones. Nobody get your phones out, lads. I don't want to see anybody. I don't even want to see them on the side, yeah? Put them in your pocket, put them under something, but I don't want to see them. I don't want to hear them.
Boothroyd didn't like it.
It was kind of a bit before phones, really. Do you know what I mean? Phones really weren't a thing. Yeah. We're talking 2005 here.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Well, they were, but they were...
Yeah, blocks.
It was a little bit more...
Yeah, bricks, yeah. So you wouldn't really touch them. It was tough for me, actually, because the way I would relax for a game is I would just literally play Countdown on my phone. Like, genuinely, at Watford, me and Tom Cleverley would just play Countdown against each other for half an hour before we were going out for the warm-up. So we'd play again. But that's on your phone, so we had to stop doing that. Half-time, again, I very rarely see people touch their phones. Like, if you get caught looking on your phone at half-time, you're getting absolutely battered. Like, you're setting yourself up to be made to look a fool because the manager could quite happily and within his rights to pull you out and go, what are you doing? Like, we are playing I was going to say Barclays Premier League. We are playing a Premier League game here and you're on your phone at half-time. Are you taking the piss?
2 questions. Honestly, who's better at Countdown, you or Clevs?
Me.
Genuinely?
He's better with numbers. I'm better with the word game, and I'm better at the conundrum.
Okay. Congrats. Gone into Plymouth, hasn't he?
Yes, he has gone into Plymouth. Yeah. I hope he does a real good job as well because he's a top man. Lovely man. Yeah. Really, really good man.
And second question was, not a question, but you have been aware of a story of a player texting at half-time, haven't you?
Yes, I have been aware. I'm not saying who and where, but apparently somebody at half-time has texted somebody in the hierarchical of the football club, maybe the owner or the chief exec or something anyway, to complain about what the manager has done in that first half. Has complained about he's not playing the right formation or he hasn't brought any subs on or this player's playing bad or something like that.
That's out of control.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Imagine.
Who and where that is a football club totally out of control.
That is ridiculous, yes.
Okay. I agree. Next question. Kudo height. What's the most ridiculous thing you've seen in an away dressing room to get in the away team's head? Temperature turned up, that kind of thing? Or is that kind of gone out? Do you want to know
one of the most annoying things is when the game finishes and it's time to get in the shower, and I've been in so many away dressing rooms where they haven't turned the heating on or haven't got hot water. Really? And you go to get in the shower and it's freezing cold and you're stood there in your slips because you're wearing your pants, obviously, and it's freezing cold and you're just going, oh, for God's sake. All I want to do is get in the shower, nice, hot, warm shower, get all this sweaty, stinky mud off me and get into my tracksuit again. And you can't even do that. It's horrible, it is.
Yeah, I think in the new modern stadiums, it's really difficult for the opposition or the home team to really try and affect you because
they're nice
environments.
Yeah,
but like in the older days, for sure, in the summer, the heating were always up. for things like that.
Palace were good at that. Burnley were good at that.
Barnsley used to be good at that.
Barnsley were good at that.
The one thing I remember, and this is ages ago, it's when I played at Walsall once, and I don't know who the manager was, it's so long ago, but the dressing room, the away dressing room, were painted like dog shit brown. And it was just awful. So the psychology just going in there upset me straight away. So whoever came up with that one, I've never seen it since, but that was genius.
Genius, yeah. There's certain football clubs do a bit better with food after the game as well. So when you go to an away dressing room and you're playing away at different stadiums, some teams put food on for you. So we always bring our own food anyway. So when we get back on the coach, there's going to be food ready for us that we can eat and recover with. But some teams actually put food on for you. So Man United will give you pizza, Arsenal, same sort of thing, pizza, chicken bites, all this. And it's actually really good stuff as well.
Yeah.
We were at Man United and I was at Watford at the time, but the nutritionist was honestly like the strictest man, to the point where it was just nonsensical. You just play the game and all you need to do is get calories down you. You need calories and you need carbohydrates, get it in me. And they brought all of these pizza boxes in and the nutritionist got them all taken back out again. All the lads have seen these pizzas come in and we're looking at them going, oh yes, this is going to be incredible. And then they get taken straight back out again. Because he didn't agree with
Is that disrespectful?
No, because he had his methods and he believed that the food we had on the coach was better recovery than what pizza was. But honestly, when it gets to that point where everybody's just played a game, all you need is food.
Will the lads be bitching then?
Oh, massive bitching.
Yeah, psychologically,
massive
it's killed you,
It's
hasn't
a
it?
psychological is what it is, right? Psychologically, you've seen this pizza and food makes you happy, right? Eating pizza, eating burgers.
Well, look at the size of me, of course.
It makes you happy, doesn't it, Watto, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
to see that little nugget of just, it's
the
gone.
nugget of
Oh,
nugget.
it's gone. Yeah, it didn't go down well.
Next quote, we've got two more left. Who decides what player sits where in the dressing room? So your lockers.
Yeah.
Are they determined at the start of the season? Who decides it? Is it in squad number order? Is there prime real estate? What happens when a player leaves? Is there transfers?
Yeah, exactly. All of the above. The players get changed where they get changed because when they sign for the club, that locker is free and that's available, all right?
So they fill in a gap.
So they fill in a gap, right? And then as you are at the club for a little while, if somebody moves and that locker might stay free for a little bit, you might try and upgrade yourself, yeah, to a little bit more prime real estate,
So
right?
what determines prime real estate?
If you're sat next to a group of lads that you spend a lot of time with. So at Watford, we had a world-class corner. It was a goalie corner. You had like the British lads were there kind of thing. We all had common interests and would chat about rubbish all day long anyway. So just being in that corner, you felt at home, you felt comfortable. But then you had other corners, like you had some Spanish players would be over there so they could speak Spanish to each other. And it's not segregating really because you still mix in and it's absolutely fine. But you just gravitate towards people that you want to spend time with, don't
So
you?
you, Clevs, Craig Cathcart,
Rob Elliott,
Hughesy,
Dan
Rob
Batman,
Elliott.
Hughesy. Yeah, it was nice.
Okay, and then when you were at United, who were you sat next to then?
Again, I had to just fill in a slot, and the slot that was available to me was next to Cristiano Ronaldo, and I was on the end. Cristiano Ronaldo was next to me, but then we had the gap for where people would walk through, and then Edwin was on that side there as well.
So you were sandwiched between Cristiano Ronaldo and Edwin van der Sar?
Not sandwiched, but yeah, I was, It was,
Much small talk with Cristiano?
No, because he never just sat in the changing room.
He was always working
He was
out.
always doing something. Like, he's so like...
What were you grazing on the pizza? And
Mate,
he's...
I was chilling. I was good to go for a nice little chat and a little catch up, and he was nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be
What was the
seen.
young Gerard Pique like?
Just honestly, he was a bit of a party animal. Was
he?
Yeah, he was a bit of a party animal. And I don't know if I've ever said this actually, but when I was at Man United with him, he's a great lad, by the way, lovely bloke, honestly, really, really good guy. But he was young, he was single, he was living in Manchester by himself in an apartment with his friends that he had flown over from Barcelona, and he was having a good time. And fair play to him as well. Why wouldn't you, right? And then he wasn't really playing for the first team, he really wasn't. And I remember it was the end of the season. We were on the pitch at Wigan. We had just won the league, right? We'd just won it, so we were about to get the trophy presentation, and I've said like, oh, what's going to happen next season or whatever, and he said, I think I'm going, and I was like, what's happening? He went, yeah, like Barcelona have made a bid for, I think it's like €6 million or something. It
wasn't a lot, was it?
It wasn't a lot at all. Barcelona have made a bid for me, and he even told me about his wages, like my wages are going to go up, this is going to go up, and I was like, mate, that's incredible. Like, even then though, I kept thinking, why would you want to leave Man United? Like, even though it's Barcelona, why would you want to leave Man United? But in fairness to him, it probably worked out quite well, to be fair.
He did all right, didn't he?
He did all right.
He did all right.
Yeah, he did all right. Yeah.
What a top player.
Yeah, he did. He just, that was it. But sometimes the right team at the right moment or the wrong team at the wrong moment, and then you get to spread your wings and going back home to be in Barcelona.
Well, Fergie weren't going to let him keep partying in Manchester.
No,
that's why he went back to Barcelona, mate.
Exactly, yeah. So
I'd love to get Gerard Pique.
Great lad, honestly.
You still
really
got his
nice.
mobile?
No, I haven't, no.
Thanks everybody for watching. We hope you enjoyed this clip of the Fozcast. If you would like to watch the full episode, it is now available exclusively on Spotify for free.